couple of folks have asked me, it's a good question, but do the black soldier fly larvae, does growing them, feeding them to the chickens, does that present any kind of biohazard? Basically, just what safety concerns do you need to think about when you're raising black soldier fly larvae on waste? I think it's very important to consider the black soldier fly larvae themselves and their droppings, otherwise referred to as frass, insect frass. That material, treat it the same way you would treat it manure, food waste, animal carcasses. There's pathogens in there. It's a pathogen-rich material. And all that means, right, this is natural, this happens in life. Sorry, a little bit of chaos. I'm up here in the rooster run. We'll be making a video about these boys soon. But in practical terms, what that means is the black soldier fly larvae themselves and their droppings, you want to prevent that from getting into your garden without properly composting it first. Don't put insect frass on your food. Look, chickens are well evolved, well adapted to eating waste. For thousands of years, that's the situation that humans have put them in, and they have thrived in these conditions. Again, like I've said before, there are limits to this, right? There certainly are things that are too nasty that you should not feed your chickens. You can make them sick, but they have a pretty wide tolerance for past due food, if you will. Things that may be too high of a pathogen load for us humans, a lot of the times it's fine for the chickens. Their digestive system is different, it's shorter, it can handle a lot of the stuff that we're worried about. You don't want to give them mold, you don't want to give them stuff that's too nasty, but the black soldier fly larvae themselves, totally fine. Chickens, if given the chance, they will eat dead animals. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best thing for them. People take different opinions on that, but we've had chickens die before. We don't notice for a few hours because I'm not up here all day. The chickens will cannibalize that body. Again, this is in a situation where they have free access to grain feed all day long as much as they want. They still will choose to eat that stuff. So basically, just in summary, chicken droppings, black soldier fly larvae, food waste, animal carcasses, these are all things that belong in the chicken yard, but we want them to be fully composted properly before they go into the garden and they're going to touch where our food grows. Proper composting methods using either thermophilic heat methods or worms, static aerated piles. There's verified methods that can treat, that can handle these pathogens in the materials that we compost, make them safe again. And that is a topic all on its own that we'll have to make another video for, but hopefully that answers that question. Let me know what other questions y'all have on that. And tell me if you think I'm wrong. If you think I'm dead wrong, let me know. I definitely do not claim to be a chicken expert or a composting expert. This is a summary of how I feel right now, based on what I know, always subject to change. Now, I didn't even touch on meat or eggs coming out of the chicken run for human consumption, but meat and eggs are both things that are going to be cooked, and the reason we cook those items is to deal with any potential pathogens. That's how I feel about that.